found this array trick a few months ago and it made me feel very clever, so I want to share it with you so that you can feel clever too. Spark SQL Lambda functions allow you to manipulate data in an array in a much more efficient way. Arrays can be inconsistent in length, so you might think it makes sense to have one row per record, but don't do this. Instead, we're going to use a lambda function within an aggregate function. We specify our array column, which item to start at, and then the interesting bit, this accumulator. What we're saying is that for each element x within our array, we want to add 1 to our accumulator, which is ultimately counting the number of elements in this row. And when I run this, you can see it is much faster. So why is this performant even on my tiny data? Because each row is independent and that doesn't cause a shuffle. And what's shuffle? When we have a cluster, it's just that. It's a cluster of different machines. Transferring data back and forth between these machines is called a shuffle and it's inefficient, and we want to avoid it where we can. When we explode our data here, we can't guarantee that all data from this ID goes to the same machine, so we risk having it to be compared across them. With a lambda function, we go row by row, meaning no shuffle and faster queries. Now this count was kind of a dumb example because I could have used array size, but I wanted us to understand a simple version so that I can now show you a more complex version. Here we're finding the average. We're making two accumulators here, one as count, one as sum, so that we can divide one by the other to make the average. And here I have two other examples, one to filter only our high heart rates and then create a flag. Now reducing shuffle is so important, especially when we're doing something like streaming. And this is how I came across it when I was trying to turn an old SQL Server batch pipeline into a real-time streaming one in Databricks. If you want to read more, Serge has written this blog with more examples, which lists every kind of operation you can do with these Lambda functions. If you like Databricks and want to see what else is hot data in AI, follow me for more.